Hi guys. I wasn't feeling good yesterday and completely slipped through class, so I thought to present my topic so that you guys all got the information. I would record a video really quick doing my presentation. So mine is over social and emotional learning, and I have a handout that I will send to Dr. Y, and I just wanted to, I put a couple of the top information I felt on that, but the topic is so large and there's so many different ways that you can go like off on it for whatever you need, that I thought I would put on the paper some resources so that you have the information. You can go back and look up and find anything that you may need related to teaching or even healthcare for those that are HPE. This works for both. So on the bottom of that handout, one of the websites that I put as a resource is the SEL website, which is the kind of the main website for social and emotional learning. What it is the collaboration for academic, social, and emotional learning. And then I also found another really neat website. Can't remember what it's called. It's NASCO. NASCO. It's a website that was started by a vocational agricultural teacher in 1941, and he didn't have any resources and kind of made a catalog and website, but that website could be really useful, especially for the teachers. They have resources and even like lesson plans and a whole bunch of things on ways that you can incorporate social and emotional learning into your lesson plans or activities that you can do with your classes. So I just wanted to let you guys know that before I started with my presentation, and I totally forgot about it. So I'm going to switch the camera over so that you guys can see my PowerPoint while I'm discussing it. So as I said, mine was on social and emotional learning. And what is social and emotional learning? It is a program that provides the structure and process for adults and students to develop fundamental and emotional and social competencies and experiences that are related to understand and manage their emotions so that they can set and achieve positive goals, feel and show empathy for others, and that they can establish and maintain positive relationships and make responsible decisions. This is for not only just students while they're in school and learning, but also to assist them as adults and carry over to help make them good, productive citizens. And then social and emotional learning is often, a lot of people just call it SEL. So you will see that a lot in research and through these PowerPoints. SEL builds and deepens a positive school climate And then here is a short video, if I can pull it up, on social and emotional learning that I thought kind of explained everything really well.
How many of you know a boy or girl here in school who gets picked on and left out and never included and laughed at all the time?
School can be a mean and dangerous place.
Raise your hands high, high.
Evidenced by headline-grabbing tragedies and subtle daily slights.
Zena, why don't you shut up? Who cares what you think?
Fortunately, there is growing consensus that teaching social and emotional skills in school can make a
We're going
difference.
to use it as a tool to help us solve problems.
And there are a number of programs like Resolving Conflict Creatively that teach those skills.
Room and said, "You're going to wear those old rags to school?"
We are talking about a whole new vision of education that says that educating the heart is as important as educating the mind. And so it's about equipping young people with the kinds of skills they need to both identify and manage their emotions, to communicate those emotions effectively, and to resolve conflict non-violently.
No, it's wrong.
As part of a school-wide effort to create a positive environment, fourth graders at Brooklyn's PS 24 act as peace helpers, teaching younger students how to handle conflicts.
When the peace helpers were helping solve the conflict, what did you see the peace helpers do? I'm still learning, because if I go to 6th grade next year, I need to learn how to control my anger, because I have a serious temper problem.
Emotional intelligence is just a key human skill, but it also turns out that kids who are better able to manage their emotions, for example, actually can pay attention better, can take in information better, can remember better. In other words, it helps you learn better.
Benefits of social emotional learning programs include improved academic performance and attitudes towards school, a reduction in violence, bullying, and other negative behaviors, and an improved school environment for children and adults.
We're just seeing great behaviors.
As part of a district-wide mandate, schools in Anchorage, Alaska have adopted comprehensive social emotional learning curriculum standards.
I am a curriculum coordinator, so I am seen in the same office as the language arts coordinator, the math coordinator, the health coordinator, etc. To show just visually, politically, everything else that we are going to value this like we value any of our other curriculum. A lot of my job is to look at the already adopted curriculum and say, okay, here's a place where if I was teaching this reading lesson, I could also hit this social emotional learning center at the same time.
What are some of the cool-headed thoughts he could have?
We're all under the gun to improve our test results, the academics, but it's a whole lot more fun to start focusing on that connection with kids and helping people feel good about where they are. The other will follow. Our teachers, I think, are much happier. They like their kids.
Good job, kiddo. Excellent. Practice being cool-headed this weekend.
There's research out now that shows that kids involved in intentional social emotional learning programs like we're trying to do right here scored on average 10% higher on their standardized tests. So what are we giving up? We're giving up higher referrals, we're giving up violence in our schools. What are we getting? Kids who come to school because they want to come to school, and kids who know how to act when they get into the schools, and hopefully kids who will go into their futures with a better chance of success.
I would like to keep on being friends.
Freeze. All right, yeah, nice job. For more information on what works in public education, go to edutopia.org.
All right. So, as they said, the SEL is a process of acquiring and applying knowledge and skills and attitudes, and the SEL, which is the website that is on the resource page that kind of has everything and started a lot of this. They have 5 core competencies that they list, and one of them is self-awareness. The other is self-management, social awareness, relationship skills, and responsible decision making. And some of the key ideas for the SEL is social and emotional capabilities are teachable. All students benefit from being taught the SEL. Student mental health and engagement in learning improves when they are taught SEL. And it works best with an evidence-based program. And then here's a few of the benefits that I found from SEL. When they did a study of over 200 primary and secondary SEL programs that the participants participated in rigorously designed and well-taught SEL programs, they showed that they had more positive social behavior, less risky and disruptive behavior, and improvements in academic performance with an average of 11% gain in academic achievement, as opposed to the control schools that stayed the way they were before. Some ways that you can do the collaborative learning strategies include role playing, and simulation that you could do in your classes, small group problem solving and discussions, where a lot of classes I know have already got small groups and problem solving discussions, but just incorporating some social and emotional things into those, especially like I know a lot of teachers in classrooms do the small group problem solving for language arts is a really good one that a lot of them do, and social emotional learning is language arts is one that is very easy to slip that in, because as you see, some of them have the same strategies for teaching it. Critical thinking tasks, skills development exercises, and themed games. They said that these strategies help students to think about the challenges that they may have and encounter in their lives and develop life skills to cope with the challenges and stressors. The good programs give students an opportunity to learn and apply their skills and to rehearse for future situations. And here are some things that make an SEL program effective. To be an effective, good SEL program, they need to address a broad range of risk and protective factors, use strengths-based approaches, utilize collaborative teaching strategies, which I just went over on the previous slide, with like the role playing and the small group discussions, things like that. Engage students in problem solving and critical thinking. Incorporate messages which support development of healthy societal norms, are delivered in a longitudinal fashion. So what they mean there is you teach like the basic building block and then you add onto it, kind of like a ladder. You keep building onto what you previously had taught. They're age appropriate and culturally attuned, are augmented by a broad and ongoing health and well-being curriculum. They target specific behaviors as well as general life skills, are located within a positive, inclusive, and participatory school environment, Make effective use of games as a method to enhance peer relations. Teach critical thinking and problem-solving skills, and teach self-calming strategies. This is just a little bit of information that I found based on the studies of how teachers think that the social and emotional learning programs have benefited and helped in their schools. I'm not going to read through all that, but you could just see that, I mean, everything is 78% and above. So teachers that are in this and have this program in their schools believe that it really does help. And teachers are happier even when teaching. The teaching SEL improves teachers' SEL. From interviews, they found that with teachers that use the SEL program had a positive influence on teachers' overall, their teaching techniques and their broader social behavior. And they reported that they felt they had become more democratic and student-centered in their teaching, more socially skilled, and more aware of individuals' needs and problems. And I also found that a lot of teachers say they are happier teaching whenever they have an SEL program in their school and classrooms, and that they also overall, the districts and the principals have found that they have fewer teacher burnouts. And then what do teachers need to be able to do to deliver SEL programs well? The use of collaborative or participatory teaching strategies is not the norm for some teachers. So the teacher also has to work on these SEL programs and techniques so that they can teach them also, because it is not something that they come by naturally for everybody. To deliver SEL curriculum confidently and well, the teacher needs to be able to understand the educational rationale for the approach, be prepared to use collaborative learning tasks, have good engagement with their students, use effective and positive classroom management practices, and have adequate time to prepare for the lessons. And that is my presentation on social and emotional learning. And if you guys have any questions for me about it, feel free to message me or possibly make a discussion board in Moodle, and I will try to answer any questions that you have. Thank you.